Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you the best rebuild settings for Madden 20 franchise mode. Now guys, I was originally going to post a New York Giants rebuild, but the video was a lot of gigabytes. It would have taken an hour to upload. So essentially guys, I'm going to go through and instead I'm going to record this video. I'm going to show you guys my settings, and then tomorrow, which is Thursday, I will do a video doing the Jaguars rebuild. So anyway guys, let's get into it. First thing you want to do, the best thing you want to do is go to cloud franchise. You do not want to go to an offline franchise because offline takes a very long time to load and advance through the games. So I would recommend doing the cloud franchise. Now next thing you're going to do, use real life roster unless you're doing like a fantasy draft or whatever. And basically you're just going to do preseason week 1. We're just going to do like the New England Patriots. So now we're going to go ahead and you're going to use a custom coach. Now in my opinion, I'm going to choose the Coach XP package. I think that's the best one you can do. Now also we're going to go into league settings. So you want to turn it on all Madden, the skill level unless you feel like comfortable on all pro, whatever is comfortable for you. And then what I do for my rebuilds is I turn off injury and pre-existing injury as well, because it just makes it a lot easier. You're not going to have to deal with injuries. It's going to be fun. You won't have to deal with injuries every week. Also, career clock. This is something, I mean, it's personal preference. I'm going to have it off. I'm going to have it kind of like the old franchise mode, I think, where it doesn't show messages and all that. But you could have it on, whatever you prefer. Once again, player progression is weekly, and last game, Madden NFL 19, I did put it on end of the season, but it didn't really work, so put it on weekly. Quarter length, put it on 6 minutes, accelerate clock, whatever fits for you. In terms of the user team help, I put weekly trading on auto as well as the scout college players. The reason why I do this is because I feel that it takes a long time to scout college players, and it's just going to make it quicker for you. And then weekly training, I think it's just auto. It's the best way to do it. Unless you are pretty good with doing it yourself, then at that point you can go ahead and do it. But I wouldn't touch anything other than that. Tutorial pop-ups, unless you don't know how to play the game, this should be off. Then fill roster doesn't matter. Auto progress you should not do because you really have to progress your players. I usually just do auto progress as it is. Alright, don't do auto progress. I just, press Y, upgrade all. Then I put maximum users on 1 unless you're doing a franchise with a lot of people. And then you're going to start playing. Now, I do not do an owner franchise because it's not the best. Actually, career clock isn't even in this. So basically, this is the first thing you have to do. Taylor Bennett, sports reporter. Yeah, we get it. And basically, there's new game day goals as well. So basically what you're going to want to do now, go over to options and you're going to go over to your sliders. I just covered the XP sliders. I'm not going to do the gameplay sliders because gameplay sliders I don't really use a lot. I don't really play a lot. So I tried out the first one. I put everyone at 190 except for fullbacks, the offensive line, and also kickers and punters. But I found that basically that's way too high and people are going to get crazy XP. And your team is going to skyrocket in overall. Then I tried 150, and then I put I put like fullbacks 300, offensive line at 160, etc. And it didn't really work as well because people were getting a lot of upgrades. So I like it, because of this year's game, they definitely made changes to how the XP works. So I would recommend you put everything at 100. You keep everything the same except for fullbacks you put on 300, tackles, guards, and centers you put at 110, and then kickers and punters you put at 300. But there is something as well, you also could try out everything at 110 except for fullbacks 300, kickers, punters at 300, then tackles, guards, and centers would be at 130. You could try that. And I mean, that's pretty much my sliders. That's what really works for me. And that's pretty much it. That's what works for me. And I believe that's it in terms of going over the settings. I don't really cover the gameplay sliders because I don't really play the game a lot. But it depends on preference, obviously. If you play the game a lot, then I would recommend, fixing your gameplay sliders if you care about realism. And, that's pretty much it. League settings I don't really go into a lot. Well, actually, no, these are the regular settings. So, yeah, guys, so that's basically what I do for my rebuilds, and I start off with a Coach XP package, then we're going to go to the Spend Coach XP. I'm actually going to go over this as well. So, I recommend the first thing you go after is going to be Expert Scouting, because that's going to give you more scouting points per week, and that's really huge because that will allow you to essentially scout more college players, or the CPU will be able to scout more college players, and you'll be able to get a good read. However, and then it's like vice versa, if you chose the Scouting Coach, the first option where you get the scouting one, you would do the increased player weekly goal, because that essentially just, progresses your players better. I've stuck to the player weekly goal XP. I've done that. And then the next thing you want to do is Master Trade Negotiator, and that will just help you make trades better. And then in terms of the next thing you're going to do after all those are maxed out, you're going to want to go player progression. I'd say the best one is offensive line. I would go offensive line, and defensive backs. Then I would start working on maybe your wide receivers or your quarterbacks. But quarterback is usually a lot. So usually what you could do, or what you want to do, is, work on the offensive line, defensive backs, and linebackers first. Then you move on to ones that cost more XP, such as quarterback, running back, tight end, and wide receiver. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this short little video. I am going to be trying to post a rebuild tomorrow. So, guys, definitely smash that like button. Let's trash smash 5 likes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.